Buenos dias, guys! Buenos dias! And welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. I know it's been like some... You won't believe what just happened in the last couple of weeks, but I'm gonna explain you later. I just want to show you where I am. Jesus. Remember this place? I'm here where I spent a couple of weeks. I was staying right over there and had bonfires and everything when Corona hit the world in April or March. Right by. Remember? Bonnie was also here. It's literally so weird now that being back is like so much memories. It almost feels like coming home. I've never experienced it in like another place or spot where I stayed with a van. It's so weird. It's so weird. Anyways, guys, we're gonna hit the beach now and I'm gonna explain what is going on and yeah, what just happened, what's just going on in my life in the last couple of weeks. Hey guys, yeah, yesterday I wasn't really like in the mood to talk about it because I was just enjoying the day at all, but I thought today is a different day. So yeah guys, as you can see, I'm not in my van anymore. That's something that has changed in the last couple of weeks. And in the last 3 weeks, my life has been crazy, my mental health has been crazy, everything just has been crazy in the last couple of weeks. You know, the last time I was vlogging was when I was in the mountains of north of Portugal. Now I'm in Lisbon, so it's quite a distance from the north to Lisbon. But let's just start from the beginning. Why I moved to the apartment here and why I'm not living full-time in the van anymore, because this is quite a long story and it gets quite deep, I guess, kind of. So as you know, I moved into my van a year ago, exactly a year ago, kind of, like more than a year. And I traveled in my van in like 7 countries over, I don't know, 20,000 kilometers. I really had a good time. I don't want to say anything bad about it. I really enjoyed it. I really had like, I don't know, I just met tons of cool people. I just met friends for life. Especially Morocco was such a unique experience for me because like being in Africa with a van was something that I dreamed about last year and I did it. And, you know, traveling to Spain, France, I don't know, Netherlands, Belgium, Morocco, whatever with a van, Denmark. Yeah, I don't know. It was an experience, it was an adventure. And I remember I thought last year when I started van life, I thought I will live in the van for a couple of years. If you tell people you travel the world in the van and you're like working online and you can just travel and travel and travel and travel and travel. It sounds like the dream. It sounds like something that a lot of people dream of. And I mean, I dreamed about like living in a van for such a long time. And but anyways, that's something that is really good and I'm really proud of that I made the decision to move into the van because it was such a different lifestyle from what I did before. I mean, I am traveling now since 6 years and most of the time I traveled with a backpack, most of the time I traveled overseas. I didn't really saw a lot of stuff here in Europe and that's what I changed and that was an experience that I will never forget. But now there comes the but. um, the last couple of weeks has been really rough, and especially when I came back from Portugal to Germany because of COVID-19. That's where everything kind of started. Like that's where I felt like I kind of wanted to live the van life, but I kind of didn't want it at this point. It was kind of weird. I didn't feel the magic anymore. I lost kind of the magic that I had last year when I just moved into the van, so everything just kind of changed. But I thought it might be just a phase, you know, it might be just a time where, you know, I wasn't really sure, so like I was just confused. And then I started again and I was traveling and then when I just entered France, I started to beginning being like depressed. I felt like I was exhausted every time I woke up. I was exhausted of driving. I was exhausted of even like refilling my water tanks was kind of something that really was exhausting. And I don't want to, you know, that's just like first world problems, I know, but I think it's kind of interesting to see what it's like to travel solo in a van. And of course, it's different for everyone. Like there are tons of people out there that really enjoy it, like traveling solo in a van for such a long time. for over 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and that's fine. Everyone is different. I deal with depression and like anxiety attacks since a couple of years now, but it wasn't really like that hard. So it was never something that was like, more than a day or like more than 2 days that I deal with it. So I was kind of used to it, but not what happened when I moved into the van or like what happened a couple weeks ago. I never experienced it. I felt lonely. I felt lonely, but at the same time, I had the anxiety attacks. I had like, I didn't even wanted to leave the van. I didn't even wanted to start the engine and drive somewhere because I didn't had a plan. And as romantic as it sounds like, don't have a plan, and when you don't have a plan, you can just go wherever you want. It's kind of like stressing. Living day by day is kind of something that sounds really cool and sounds like something that is amazing, and it kind of is for a period of time, but nothing that for me I could do for the rest of my life or for like the next years, because I kind of needed a goal. I kind of needed a place to go, or just a destination where to go. That's what I figured out in the last couple of weeks. So when I didn't have the plan, when I didn't have like a destination or like a plan where to go next, I was just kind of lost. I was just sitting inside of my van, and I was like kind of stressing me out because I thought I want a plan, but I don't know what plan. So yeah, I felt into depression pretty hard. That was why I didn't upload it like every week or something. I mean, I did it before, and then all of a sudden the depression hit my world like really deep. That's when I started not to even enjoying filming, or like not even enjoying to do some wild stuff, or like go for a hike, or like I was like outside with Buddy for like 10 minutes and I was exhausted. I wasn't really feeling good. I wasn't really eating good. I wasn't really like, my mental health was just, I felt lonely. I felt like, yeah, of course you meet tons of people on the road. Of course you do. Of course you have a great time, but then you say goodbye over and over and over and over again. That's something that for me, at the beginning was totally fine because I met tons of people, but then it got to the point where I just felt like I don't even want to talk to anyone because it's always the same conversation, and it always ends up, you have a cool night and you really like appreciate those people in your life right now, but they're leaving again. In the last couple of weeks that I felt really lonely, and that I really need like stable friends in my life that really stay there, and we can meet up and go for a drink, and they're theirs, what I mean, they're not like leaving tomorrow. Traveling solo in the van is kind of something that is exciting and that will probably get you out of your comfort zone, and you learn more about yourself. But I also figure out that I didn't even came forward in my life, you know what I mean? At some point, it was just like, okay, go to another place, go to another place, go to another beach, go to another waterfall, go to another cool, nice, beautiful village. I don't really want to sound ungrateful because I really appreciate that I have the opportunity to do it, but it was just something that I figured out that for me as a person, I just didn't really enjoy it anymore, and that's what I was thinking about in the last couple of weeks, because I was like sitting inside of my van. It was dark, like I covered everything up because I didn't want to see the light. It was like kind of really hard at some days. So I was thinking about like, Toby, you need a plan. If you continue the way you live right now, you will probably end up where you don't want to end up. So yeah, that's when I had to make a decision. And luckily, I have a friend here in Lisbon. We met each other in 2017 in Indonesia. And I talked to her and I said, hey, I'm in Portugal and my mental health isn't really the best. I'm feeling really, really low right now. I really need a break. I really need to think about and just calm down and do stuff that really makes me happy. There were so many things in my mind that I never thought I'll have those thoughts. You know what I mean? At the beginning, because I was like, Toby, you're living in the van. Why are you crying about something that is, you're so privileged to live the way you live your life? And I felt kind of ungrateful because I was sad all the time. At some point, you just have to realize that you can't continue the way you live if you're not happy. You have to change something. You have to do something that really feels good. And that's when I decided to talk to my friend here in Lisbon and say, hey, I need a break. And she offered me a room in her apartment. And yeah, Buddy's here. He's feeling really good. That was also a thing that I never really talked about. But in the last couple of weeks, Buddy felt like kind of not enjoying it anymore, living in the van. He was Of course, he was excited when I opened the door and he could just run around. That was something that he enjoyed. I mean, being outside as a dog is something, they just celebrate life when they're outside. But like, even driving, he started to shaking. He started to not enjoying it anymore. So maybe it was also time for him to take a break. So we're here in Lisbon right now, and I don't know for how long I'm gonna stay. I have my room here. I bought a bunch of stuff to make it cozy. I really want to change something in the van. I really want to make it kind of different. I still have the van. I'm gonna keep the van, and I make some trips with the van, of course. But it's different if you do like a weekend trip with the van, or like 2 or 3 days with the van, or you do it full time. I mean, I lived full time with the van for over a year, and it can be really exhausting, and it can be really lonely. And I wanted to talk about that. Yeah, kind of van life got me into depression, but it's just personal reasons, and it doesn't have to be for everyone like that. All in one, I kind of lost my travel magic. I kind of lost something that I loved for so long. I mean, I'm traveling now for like over 6 years, and that's something that I always loved. But yeah, at some point, a couple of weeks, month ago, I kind of lost the magic of it, and I don't really want to lose it. Yeah, I'm living here now in their apartment for over 5 days, 6 days, I think, and I'm feeling so much better. You won't believe. There was just something that I really needed, and I'm so happy that I was listening to my heart and to my, just listening to what my body is saying and my heart and everything. So it's just part of it. And I think everyone has a different story to tell about van life. Everyone has different experience in van life, and yeah. I still continue doing travel vlogs, of course, but. Because there's so much more I want to see in Portugal. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna see each other in the next video, whenever it is, whatever. I don't know. Let's just see. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.